Hi everybody, and welcome to Guitar Excellence. In today's video, we're doing an introduction to some basic lead techniques. Going forward, we'll look at all these techniques individually, but today we're just going to go briefly over a few of them. We'll be looking at pull-offs, hammer-ons, and some slides. Now, pull-offs is, again, one of the most common, probably one of the first techniques that you'll come across on your road to Guitar Excellence. So let's have a look at this little lick I've designed, purely just to focus on the technique. So the lick itself isn't fancy, but it does incorporate nothing but the technique that we're looking at, in this case, pull-offs. So it's all on the high E string. Now, if you don't know what a pull-off is, it does require one note to be pre-fretted, as in my first finger needs to be on the 3rd fret of the high E string. So I'm going to start by playing the 5th fret of my high E string. So I'm going to pick that note, and then I'm literally going to pull my finger off the string. Now it's not called a lift off, so I'm not simply going to take my finger off. You actually literally have to pull your finger down or up off of your string. The whole goal is to get both of those notes to sound exactly the same. As in, you don't want one super loud note and then one barely audible note. Alright, so the lick looks like this. 5, pull off onto 3, and then 6 with my 4th finger, pulled off onto 3. And I repeat that twice. I'm then going to shift up a position. So my first finger is now on the 5th fret, and I'm going to pull off the 6th fret with my 2nd finger, and with the 8th fret with my 4th finger. I'm then going to shift position again, and I'm now going to pull off the 10th fret with my 2nd finger down to the 6th fret with my 1st finger. And then I'm going to pull off the 10th fret with my pinky or my 4th finger down to my 4th, and repeat that twice. I'm then going to go back to the 2nd position, repeat that, and end on the 3rd fret of my high E. Alright, so at 100 beats per minute, that little exercise should sound like this. I'm also using 8th notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, let's look at our second technique. And it is the hammer-on. So we're literally going to take the exact same exercise, and rather than apply your pull-offs, we're going to do hammer-on, which is literally the opposite of a pull-off. And these two techniques often go hand in hand, so you'll more than likely see them together, or a combination of both techniques. So the same thing, except this time we're starting on the 3rd fret, and I'm hammering on to the 6th fret with my 4th finger. Now you don't have to use your 4th finger, you can use your 3rd finger, there's no problem with that, it's just a matter of personal preference. So 3rd, hammer on to 6, 3rd, hammer on to 5, repeat that twice. You then shift to that 2nd position, so we're now starting on the 5th fret, hammering on to the 8th fret, and then the 5th fret, hammering on to the 6th fret, repeat that twice. I'm then moving up a position again. I'm now on the 6th fret, hammering onto the 10th fret. And then the 6th fret, hammering onto the 8th fret. Repeat that twice. And then I'm going back down to the 2nd position. And again, ending on the 3rd fret of the high E string. Alright, let's have a look at that exercise. 8 notes at 100 beats per minute. 2, 3, 4. Right, we're now going to look at a little slide lick. Now a slide literally means instead of picking two notes, you're going to pick the first and slide up to that next note. Now what's tricky about that is the fact that we have to keep that pressure applied by our fretting finger through the whole slide. So if you had to do it slowly, it would sound like this. You should be able to hear every note in between there. The problem, or the fact is, you'll be doing that slide accurately enough to not hear that note in the middle. But you still get that effect. So it's a different sounding, you get a different sound as opposed to a hammer-on. Right, now this little lick is full of slides designed just to get us used to sliding about the fretboard. Alright, so I'm starting here on the 3rd fret of my high E string, and I'm sliding from 3 up until 5. I'm then going to pick the 5th fret again and slide up to 6. I'm then going to go up to the 8th fret here and slide up to 10. I'm then going to go down to the 8th fret and slide down to the 6th fret. So all in all, alright, now let's look at the metronome. It's 100 beats per minute. This time we're using quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right guys, so that's it for the 3 techniques we'll be looking at today. In the next lessons we will be concentrating mainly on that particular technique, again with a nifty little lick for you guys to learn and to practice. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to click the accompanying link for the notes and tabs we've attached to the video. And until next time, play hard.